Hello and welcome back. I hope you've all been okay. Quite recently I did something strange. Rather than read words off of a screen, off a digital screen, I picked up one of these. I think it's called a book. It's made of paper and it's got these things inside it called pages. It had been a very long time. And I enjoyed it very much. This is called The Terminal Man and it was published by Michael Crichton. Crichton or Crichton, I think Crichton sounds better. The Terminal Man was published in the early 1970s, 72 I believe. And the basic story is there's a man called Benson who's involved in a car accident and he gets brain damage. And after the accident, he starts having these blackouts or seizures. And during these blackouts, he attacks people and commits murder and violence to an extreme level. And so a team of doctors decide to try and cure him by implanting electrodes into his brain. And they implant a miniature computer and a miniature power pack into his body, making him a kind of cyborg, but not really. He's just got these implants, and every time he has a seizure, the electrodes kind of adjust his brain chemistry to prevent the violent episodes. However, this man Benson he just happens to be like this tech person or a software engineer who's convinced that technology will one day take over humanity. This part of the story is a bit farcical in my opinion, but this is how it goes. After the operation, he escapes from the hospital and he actually manages to control his seizures. And I don't mean prevent them. He finds a way to have a seizure. What's the word? It's just on purpose. He manages to do this because he gets addicted to these electrical stimulations in his brain. And he basically escapes from hospital and wreaks havoc. That's the general premise of the story. The first thing that struck me about this book was that it's very well written, and it's written very clearly. It's a page turner, to coin a popular phrase. It's very easy to read, and I skimmed through it very quickly. And it's also very well researched. The character doesn't just do things; everything's explained. And the actual operation is explained in detail as well. And I could tell that Michael Crichton had done a lot of research and put a lot of research into the book. So that's very good. And for the most part, the characters are very believable. The characters are very well rounded and very detailed, and I enjoyed following their individual stories. And the book also covers a very deep philosophical topic as well, in my opinion. It covers the question of, if we start to implant human beings with technology, if technology begins to merge with humans, will we still be human, or will it take away our humanity? Should we do it? Should we start tampering with the human brain? The book covers this topic, and that's what makes the book good. It covers a very deep, serious topic. And another good thing I've got to say about it is that it's not biased. A lot of books are written by authors who have made up their minds on a subject, and you can tell that their opinion is one way or the other. But this book, it covers both sides, and it doesn't try to convince you one way or the other. Some parts of the book speak about how it could be a bad idea to tamper with the human brain. But then another character comes along and they see it from another point of view, like they're trying to help the man's seizures, so it's a good thing. It's not biased, and I appreciate that. I quite like that quality of the book. I also enjoyed reading about evolutionary science in the book. I love reading about evolution, human evolution. And you know, the book's well researched, so there are certain pages in there that covers like the limbic system of the brain and the neocortex and how it evolved over millions of years. I really enjoyed reading that. And I also enjoyed the 1970s setting as well. Like, some of the doctors smoke in the hospital, for example. It's got that 1970s vibe, which I really enjoyed. That's always good. I quite like reading books from the 1970s, and this is a good example. I have got criticisms of the book as well. There are a couple of unconvincing scenes in there. A bit of unconvincing dialogue. I won't name the scene, but it's just like, I could see everything coming, and it was just a bit unrealistic. And also another criticism is that the main character, Benson, who has the operation, I kind of felt as though I didn't really know him that well. I think he could have been described a little bit better, actually. So that's a bit of a criticism. But on the whole, I give this book a thumbs up. It was just so readable. I'm a slow reader, and this book was about 300 pages long. Usually that would take me a good 2 weeks to read, but I skimmed through this in about a week. And I use the word skim there, but I don't actually skim books. I read books carefully, and I still read it in a week. It kind of felt like a novella rather than a novel, and I mean that as a compliment. I like readable books. Reading a book should never be unenjoyable, really. You know, even if this book covers a technical subject, quite a complicated subject, and you read about brain surgery and technology and stuff, and it's still easy to read, so I appreciate that. So The Terminal Man gets a thumbs up by me, so I highly recommend it. Go out and buy it, go out and read it. I think you'll enjoy this one. And that's it. I just wanted to do a quick review of this book. What else can I say while I'm speaking to you all? I've added a new drawing to jamesflynn.org. You can go and check that out. I'm still working on this other video, which is going to be another list of short stories that you should read. That's in the pipeline. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Try to have a great day on this weird, sadistic, peculiar, warped, perverted rock we call Earth. Goodbye.